What? But it's gonna be alright. Yeah. We don't give a fuck. Sweet daddy. Let's go. If you know that you can get it, let me know. I'm about to break this thing up. Let's go. If you know that you can get it, let me know. I'm about to break this thing up. If you want some, come get some.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is the FTW Future Focus. I am your host, the Mastermind, Bob Rogers. We got the FTW Crew here. Let's break it down first. Right next to me is from Indianapolis, Indiana. He is a Liv Morgan freak. He loves the small dresses she wears and also the tables she misses. He is Chris, the Gadget Man Woods. Chris, what's up?
Good afternoon, fans, and I'm ready to go.
Also, next to him, he's from Bloomfield, Indiana. He is the man with the platinum voice, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hear this guy commentate, you will go up to Jerry the King Lawler, Corey Graves, and smack them in their mouth.
Oh my God.
Actually, I would smack Corey Graves no matter what, but
Yeah.
But the man with the platinum voice, the man that should be on, some type of WWE, AEW television within the next year, he is your not so humble correspondent, Robert Black. Rob, what's up?
It's all right. It's a good Sunday, nice day for wrestling. Let's get to it.
Yes, nice day to get my voice right on this thing, huh?
Absolutely.
Because this thing was sounding terrible last week.
Well, it's technology. What can you do?
On it. I mean, just straight up fart on it.
It worked out. I think we figured it out now.
Yeah, and plus I got new equipment coming too. So, yeah. From Chicago, Illinois, he is silent, he is deadly, and he is the assassin for Tony Khan. This man, I just said it straight out. He just don't like Tony Khan. I mean, look at him. You say Tony Khan, he looks like he's about to beat up about 8 people.
Yeah.
And that makes him smile thinking about it. Look at him right there. Here's marvelous Marcus Buckley. Marcus, what's up, bro?
What's up? What's up, everybody?
Oh, boy. You're going to hate the first half of this show.
Yeah, I saw the format. It's like, oh, great. Okay.
Last but not least, he is in Indianapolis, Indiana, by way of Chicago, Illinois. He loves Mandy Rose and Trish Stratus and thinks that would be the best threesome swirl there will be on this earth.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
I'm just saying, it's just the truth. He is more than a macho man. He is the president of the Motown Wrestling Group. He is Tony Motown Allen. Tony, what's up?
What's up, guys? I am looking forward to this show, despite all the AEW we're going to be discussing early on. But I gotta say though, Rob, if you get WWE television, I would want to see you in NXT because that is still that's becoming the better product. The better televised product is NXT now.
Okay,
I want to see him take Corey Graves' place so I can throw him out the door like Jazz on the Press Prince.
Guys,
well, not only that, he can replace Booker T.
Guys, I've been thinking about this for a while, and as much as I've criticized WWE on here, I seriously doubt they're going to hire me. Plus, I'm 45 years old, I'm bald, I'm 5'4", and I could give Mauro Ranallo a run for his money as far as enthusiasm. So, if I am the voice of independent wrestling and I go down
MLW,
that's possible too. But if I go down in history as the voice for independent wrestling, then I could live with that.
But
I'm not.
But if he did make WWE TV, you know who I would put in color with him?
Who?
Pat McAfee.
Yes. Yes.
No. Rob and Booker T. So Rob could be like, "What the hell did you just say?"
I would spend half the show interpreting.
I already know. That would be entertaining to me.
Rob, you wouldn't have to worry about it. You just have me on text. I'll interpret for you, bro.
And look, if Tony Schiavone is in the thing, come on, Rob's definitely up there.
I don't even want to go there about Schiavone. We just gonna leave that alone.
Well, I wouldn't mind working with Excalibur. He could say all the words that he could
The maneuvers and stuff.
Moves. Yeah, because sometimes guys throw out things that I can't call, and I have to vamp a little bit. But anyway, the point is that if I'm never part of the major companies, then I'm proud of the body of work I have.
Right on.
We love you anyway, Robert. So
exactly, yeah.
You're our humble correspondent.
Thank you much, guys.
So let's get started. I was hoping I would be the first one to break it out, but Marcus posted it online. AEW is coming up with a new show on Saturdays. 8:05 p.m. I believe it's going to start.
Yeah.
Basically, they are actually splitting the brands for AEW, which I'm loving. Because if you remember a few episodes back in the podcast, I said they should split the brands. CM Punk should take half of it. And then you got Kenny Omega and, Cornflakes and all of them. They can take the other half. My thing is, it looks like it's coming to fruition. The first thing that I have to say, question I have for you guys is, do you think this is good or bad for the product of AEW? Chris, go ahead and go first.
Okay. Can I ask a quick question? Is the brand split ROH and AEW, which is what I thought they were going to do?
No.
Okay, so you got Dynamite, Rampage, Dark, ROH, and now this fifth show, and this is the brand split. They don't have that kind of talent, that much talent, period. We all know this. It's indie wrestling mixed with ex-WWE superstars. That's what I see when I watch it. I thought the brand split would have been, we got an AEW show, and then we got all these ROH championships, Samoa Joes and, Mark Briscoe and all these guys, Casanova, I'm just going to call him what I call him. Damn, I can't even think of his name. Claudio. I thought that was going to be the original brand split. So I'm trying to figure out where the talent's going to come from, because at the top of their card, I could probably name 6 or 7 guys that I only tune in to watch already. So then does that mean we're going to just see an indie show nationally? Because I don't want to watch a show with the EVPs. I'll be honest with you. That's not something I'll tune in for. And they just gave FTR, they just gave them the tag titles back. So now you want me to believe that the EVPs won't have their hand in who's going to be on what show. Right? Is that just me?
I think you've got a point there. I think you do have a point there, and I think I can elaborate on this a little.
Go ahead. I'm done.
Okay. I think that this could be a good thing if they don't do it the way that WWE does it. I don't want each brand or show to have its own belts and have it done like that. Now, ROH can be its own separate thing and be its own separate company, but if AEW develops a tier system with their roster, they use Dark and Dark Elevation as their way to introduce people from the independent circuit and through the forbidden door. And then they filter their way up through Rampage and you have a part of the roster that's there, and then you have a part of the roster that's on Dynamite and they stay there, as long as they don't make it a brand split and they make it a tier system that people elevate up from Dark to Dynamite, then it will be just fine. It'll work. Because what AEW needs to do is familiarize everybody with each member of the roster. And if you bring them up slowly, move them up through a tier system slowly to where they get to Dynamite on a regular basis after they've been on Dark and Rampage for a while, then it'll work. Because I think that since AEW is a combination of indie and ex-WWE and New Japan and Lucha stars through AAA and IWGP, American audiences have not seen those kinds of people on national television. So if they use a tier system to elevate them, then splitting the roster is fine, as long as they don't do it like an official brand split with its own belts. That would stink.
Rob, let me ask you something real quick.
Yeah.
Is Dark better than NXT?
I wouldn't say it is, no.
Okay. They can't, that's what I'm saying. You can't do a tier system. And then think of how many women's matches that we'll start to really get.
Okay. But let's move on. We're gonna get back to something like that. Marcus, go ahead.
I am very much thinking that this is going to suck. Basically, first and foremost, I'm going to say it again, Tony Khan's booking it. So I'm assuming this gives him another 2 hours of TV, of which guys who don't need to be, aren't ready to be on primetime TV yet, is going to be on there. I'm afraid that we're going to see more like WWE, more 5-minute entrances, more comedies, more backstage interviews, more comedy skits to pass the time. And because now, if he was smart, he would use the time to develop new stars. But what happens in AEW when new stars develop? Well, see Wardlow, see Darby Allin. The list goes on and on and on. He kills anybody that gets over. So again, we're going to see 2 more hours of the shit that we see already. So I'm not optimistic at all, unless they get a new booker for this show.
Good point.
All right. I'm gonna try to make this quick, but I got to. I see a pro and con with this though. The pro, if done right, this could be phenomenal. They don't. If they just have if they do the brand split for like your primetime show, so Dynamite and Saturday, because those are the ones that's actually airing on the prime time. Rampage, I don't count. Like late night, Friday night, I really don't count them for an hour. They have enough talent. Like they don't necessarily have like the top tier talent like WWE, but they have enough wrestlers on the contract what they need a brand split. Just because they paying half their roster you don't see on TV right now. I mean, they need to like get more bang for their buck and get more of these guys on there. But my fear is kind of going to piggyback on Marcus. If you're shitty at booking 2 hours of Dynamite and shitty at booking an hour on Rampage, it is going to. The brand spread has nothing to do with how shitty this is going to be, and the brand spread had nothing to do with how bad this is going to go. If you can't manage the hours you have now, it's going to get diluted managing 2 more hours, split or no split. Like, it don't matter if they do a split or not. 2 more hours to book, 2 more hours of television, and you're not really putting together good quality TV with the time that you have. It's a disaster waiting to happen. But I do hope they do split the roster because they do have a lot of young talent that's not getting any kind of national television time, and they're going to have to use some of these guys that they're paying. They can't just rely on the same 4 or 5 people every single week. It's going to make them like look at the locker room and start utilizing more talent, though. But like Marcus said, if Tony Khan's still doing the booking, though, I think it's a recipe for disaster, split or no split.
All right, I'm going to take this one. This could have been the best thing that ever happened to AEW. And listen to my keywords. Could be the best thing that happened to
Oh, I
AEW.
heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Reason being is if they did it like I said before, and I predicted this, it wouldn't be, how can I say it? You would have your separate factions that could work in full. Of course, there would be different locker room leaders, what have you. But it will truly show the ailments of when it comes to the Bucks and Kenny Omega booking a show. I mean, just being real, 100%. CM Punk and FTR get a hold of that Saturday show, which is projected of what's going to happen. We'll talk about that in a minute. But if CM Punk and FTR get a hold of that show, it is going to be waves above what Kenny Omega and them is doing right now. When you have that type of high quality that's going to be on TV, those numbers are going to show. And when the numbers are going to show, Tony Khan is more of the type that if you put the evidence in front of him, then he'll do the right thing. He's got too many people in his ear right now without any proof or proof that he can realize. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When
you separate them, there's no excuse now. Because I bet you any amount of money, CM Punk like, look, I drew $1 million worth of people. But Kenny Omega come behind and say, well, I was on that card too. They didn't just pay for Punk, they paid for me. And honestly, people just pay for Punk. You know what I'm saying? So, my thing is, this could be the best thing that ever happened to AEW. This could be where they smoke them and we finally root out the people that's making AEW L and they could grow, they could truly grow. Because right now, and I'm trying to sound objective here because everybody that watches the show knows how much I hate the Bucks. I mean, it's not so much Kenny Omega. It's the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody in chat, what's up? Please check your opinions. Let us know what you think. You know, we got the chat going. Tony's kind of monitoring that right now.
Mm.
Got it right here.
Let's make use of the chat. Make use of the chat. Let me know if I'm crazy or not.
Are you crazy?
Most likely you'll say yeah, but
crazy like a fox.
Well,
that's an old cliche, but huh?
But honestly, Bobby, your argument back when you first said it to us was CM Punk and FTR should take ROH and leave the EVPs with Dynamite and let's see what happens. Why isn't anybody mentioning that? He purchased ROH. That could have been his second big show to split the brand up.
But this is the thing. I think it's kind of, how can I explain it? It's like a wrestler working SmackDown, but then when you do a split, a true split, you have them go to NXT. It's not so much that it is actually a step down; it's just the visual of it being a step down. You're already putting a strike above you when you're going there because it looks like you're going to a lower brand.
But honestly, what I would hope they do is like, and I know a lot of it is like the legal contract mumbo jumbo BS they got to go through with Turner though. But if you got a primetime show on Wednesday, you got a primetime show on Saturday, why can't ROH get Rampage?
Hey, can I chime in real quick? Hey, Chris, this was like back when Vince brought WCW, and the original plan was he was going to give WCW their own show, but the network said no. We want WWE. We don't want WCW. They couldn't distinguish that it was now the same thing.
I got you.
So it may be a thing. It may be a thing where we don't want a Ring of Honor show. We want AEW.
I agree with all y'all, but why are they all walking around with ROH belts on AEW then? because more than half the belts are ROH.
It's not a whole separate. It's not a whole separate TV show where they.
Then those belts don't mean anything. They need to get rid of those belts.
Right, but this is to the networks. This is to the networks. The networks don't want to advertise a Ring of Honor show. They don't care about it being on AEW TV. They don't want to do a whole Ring of Honor show. That's the thing.
I got you.
So my question is this, and I really want you to think hard.
I'm gonna think hard. I gotta think about Trish.
Oh,
Thank you for joining us. FTW Future Focus.
Jesus. Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Bobby. What did you? Yeah.
But no, seriously. When it comes to the separation of shows, we know the Elite, Adam Cole and Orange Cassidy and them, they're going to be a group. We do know if CM Punk comes back, and it looks like he will. We'll discuss that in a minute. FTR is going to be on the other side. I want you guys to name me two people apiece who will choose to go over to the Elite side and two people to go over to the CM Punk side. Tony, go first.
I gotta do it this way because I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't separate Punk and the Elite. I would have them on the show together. Be honest with you. Oh no, that's money. It's money.
It's not gonna happen. I explain why.
But that feud is money though. Like you had them on the same show, that's money. They got that's Edge and Matt Hardy. But honestly, the Elite side is kind of obvious. I mean, you're gonna have Kenny Omega and the Bucks. I mean, you're gonna have the Elite over there though. So
two people,
Kenny Omega. Okay, if I was picking two people for the Elite side, I would pick Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho.
No, I'm saying two people besides Kenny Omega and the Elite.
Oh, Chris Jericho for sure, and honestly, probably Mox.
Okay, Marcus.
Well, damn it, Tony. I think because of all the backstage stuff, I think Jericho and Moxley would definitely go with the Elite, and I think the younger guys like Hobbs and Wardlow for CM Punk's side.
It's a good choice.
Yep. Robert.
Okay, I'd say that guys like Hobbs and Starks would end up on the Punk FTR side, and the ex WWE guys, Moxley, Castagnoli, would probably end up on the Elite side, but I'm hoping that they well, I'll elaborate on that in a second, but I'm hoping that Tony is right and that something can be worked out to where there's to where that doesn't necessarily have to be so static.
Real quick before Chris go, I never gave my Punk side.
Okay, go ahead, Tony.
MJF and Warlow.
This is why I don't. Tony did that shit because he already saw in my eyes what I was about to say. This is why I can't stand Tony, man.
Hey, I was first.
I was wondering, like, nobody said MJF. I was sitting there going, what?
I don't see why he wouldn't take them. I mean, I really think that Punk. I mean, and you probably going to elaborate on, but Punk did the most with them as far as trying to elevate them.
Yeah,
he's going to WWE in 2024. We're not even
absolutely.
We don't know that for sure now.
Not so sure.
Yeah,
the money. He's going for the money.
That'll be good.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And Cody's his best friend. Trust me, no, the money's there. They just sold it.
We get on.
So, Gordon Bobby Sally's going down in WWE.
Chris, go ahead.
All right, on the CM Punk side, I'm just going to switch one of them. I definitely think MJF because that's money on the CM Punk side, and Bryan Danielson because we still have to see that match, CM Punk versus Bryan Danielson. Mm-hmm. And on the EVPs, Orange Cassidy and the
Darby
Jesus.
Allin?
I was name them. Jack Boy, anybody you name that is a four pillar other than MJF is going on the EVP side.
Yes, Jack Boy, the one that gives you a half a stroke. Anyway.
Exactly.
Why can't it just
Thank
fire
you
that
for
motherfucker?
joining us on FTW Future Focus. Oh.
My picks on this is on the elite side, who really gives a fuck, because they're gonna pick these motherfuckers that to me can't wrestle anyway.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be Jack Boy, Sammy Guevara.
Yep.
Thank God, because that means I don't have to see that fucking chick anymore.
You gotta keep watching for the podcast.
Oh, fuck. You had to remind me of that, didn't you?
Well, YouTube has highlights, so you could get away with that, you know.
If salmon is around, you will always smell it. So, anyway,
Oh God.
CM Punk. I don't know. I can't say MJF. I think he really looks much where he appears on both of them. I just see that.
Well, if he's going to
And
be the
Hollywood
champion, then yeah.
But definitely Hobbs.
Yeah.
I see Hobbs.
Yeah.
The other one, you could you could say Wardlow. I mean, I would have to go with Wardlow. Yeah, Wardlow.
Before we move on, can I ask a panel question with this brand split? Because it's the most important question to me. What side is Jade on?
WWE.
Oh, I can answer that one. I can answer that one easy. She going to CM Punk.
I was thinking that too.
No, she already said in one of her interviews how much CM Punk has pulled her to the side. And
Okay.
And Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, and Danielson's going over there too. So
okay,
it's gonna be, it's definitely going to be CM Punk's side. Jade,
okay, good.
There's no question to me, and I'm glad.
Good. Jade, she's the most important one in the female roster to me. Though. I need to know what show she on.
They literally need a female roster with one woman on it, and it should just be Jade by herself.
Britt Baker DMD needs to just.
If they could book the women's division, I would say give them Rampage, but they ain't got the division for an hour.
No, hell no. Marcus, don't even say nothing. I'll say it for you. Hell no. Hell no.
Ladies and
Tony,
gentlemen,
crazy as hell.
Ladies and gentlemen, the booking
Thanks for saying it for
the
me.
women's division of AEW absolutely sucks.
Garbage.
Toxic waste. It ain't even an attraction. It's toxic waste.
Hey, you know what Tony Khan said? If you got girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. Tony Khan got 99 problems, but the women division ain't one. He don't give a shit about them. He keeps feeding them. They keep booking multiple matches. That's what makes the show unwatchable. Like women wrestling more than Tony Khan.
They have no technical. They have technical women that can wrestle.
Yeah,
the problem is they don't showcase them.
They need organization. That's the problem.
They need to stop bringing Rio.
Yes, Rob. Yes, Rob.
They need to stop bringing women like that.
Rob, I'm sorry. If the wind blows, the bitch will fly off. Rob, I'm sorry. If the wind blows too hard, she'll float away.
She's unique.
Wait.
Moves like a cat.
But hey,
there's nothing wrong with
He weighs as much as a cat.
Let's go to the next, because Rob's gonna make me throw up.
Oh God!
I want who Rio blowing to get on the show.
Thank you for joining us on FTW.
There's no way in hell she should have beat Nyla Rose ever.
And by that logic, there's no way in hell Rey Mysterio should have ever won a match in his career.
That is not the same thing. Stop, Rob. Don't even do that. Don't even do that.
No, Rob,
you're saying she's on the skill level of Rey. That's not even close.
That is blasphemy. Rey was a generational talent. No.
And Nyla Rose is a dude anyway. So there's no way she should have beat Nyla Rose in the first damn place.
My thing is this. Rey
Jesus.
Mysterio has the technical talent
Exactly.
to be able to pull off a victory. Rio don't have that. Rio flies. All she does is jump around, try, throw her 3-pound body on people to try to give them a splash. And I love women's wrestling, and that's what's so hard.
I do too.
I love women's wrestling. Everybody knows I'm a proponent for women's wrestling here, but Rio is not it. Rio is a paperweight. I mean, she's not even a regular paperweight. She's a paperweight. The girl is lighter than a leaf blowing in the fall. How in the world can you sit up here and even have her as a contender for the lightweight belt? Because she's too light for the lightweight belt.
If she takes her wig off, she looks like an 8-year-old boy. You cannot have that be your champion.
Rio
and with the wig on, she's an 8-year-old girl. So,
hold on.
Real quick before we move on, though, in live chat, as the president of Motown Wrestling Group, I got to get this woman a shout out. The first lady of the Motown Wrestling Group, Ty, is in live chat right now.
Ty,
hey, Ty.
what's up, girl?
What's up, Ty?
What's up, Ty?
Hey.
That woman's been my first lady in my wrestling group for the year, so I got to give her a shout out.
How you doing, Ty?
She knows her wrestling too.
Oh, yes, she does.
Ty, how you doing, Ty?
What's up, Ty? Your boo is back.
Oh,
She's funny.
yeah.
Her boo is back.
But yeah, Rio's a whole different story. But let's move on, shall we?
Please.
Yes, please.
This is gonna be because it's just gone with the wind. You know that, right?
Oh.
All right. But the next subject we're gonna talk about, and this is a segment I'm gonna call buy or sell.
Mm-hmm.
There's a popular sports program that's on ESPN that I love. It has buy or sell, and I think we should bring it here because of a subject. Dave Meltzer.
Oh, God.
Uncle Dave.
Not my uncle.
He ain't my uncle either. He ain't even my cousin Pete. But this dude got on his hotline or magazine or whatever you want to call it, his podcast, and said, remember when Dax Harwood has been saying this whole time, he wants to see the Elite and CM Punk get together, work things out so everybody can make cash. The Elite has been turning that down. The Elite has been the one that said, no, I don't want to talk to him. CM Punk has approached Tony Khan and said, hey, let's have a meeting. Let's hash this out. I will work with the Bucks. I will have matches with the Bucks. I will do all this, just so we can get over and make some money. The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega don't want to do it. They have a stick up their ass, and they being little fucking prima donna ass punks. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna set it out there just like that. If you got somebody wrestling, okay. Wrestling used to be a thing to where if two people literally had beef, you got together, you worked it out in private, but if the public knew about it, you would figure out a way to sit there and use that beef that the public know about to make money. Omega and them ain't doing that. They're not being men. I'm gonna say that. Because I had a bunch of harsh words that I want to say right now, but we're trying to get sponsors, so I'm trying to be cool, Try, yeah. It's hard. It's hard when you discuss these subjects. But buy or sell, when Dave Meltzer says Dax Harwood was being genuine when he said he wanted the Elite and the Punk to work together, he was just doing it to take up for Punk so the Elite would look bad. Buy or sell. Chris, go first.
Sell. Macho Man Hogan, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. When I think of what's the McMahon way, what's best for business, we know that CM Punk is the ratings, whatever they want to say. Ratings were higher when CM Punk was on television. That's how you make money. That's how you get bigger contracts. You get your ratings up. Dax Harwood is one of those guys that we argued last year should be the world champion of AEW. Did we not talk about his performances in singles matches when they weren't tagging?
What did I say after that match with CM Punk?
He wrestled CM Punk. He wrestled Daniel Bryan. He wrestled Jay Lethal. He put over Jack Boy. He put over Will Ospreay. This guy was putting in performance after performance.
And every one of them, I said, Dax Harwood for AEW champ. Dax Harwood.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And we know they get wrestling. Listen to their entrance music. They pay homage to the greatest tag team that we all agree, the Midnight Express. That's just a version of their song. Every time they come down to the ring,
wait, not great. Top three, not greatest. Top three.
Well, I got you on that because I got the Midnight Express as the greatest tag team, but that's just me. I got the Road Warriors number 2, but that's just me. And FTR is number 3 now, but that's just me. That's my list. Everybody's got their own list, but they pay homage to the greats. They know CM Punk is one of the greats. And we saw them. They've tagged in matches, triple threat or 6-man tags with CM Punk. They know what's best for business. And what did he say that hurt anybody? I want them to get along, sit down, have a conversation, and work together. I mean, damn, they got to do something with CM Punk because I guarantee you he's getting $2 or $3 million a year. Nobody wants to pay somebody to sit at home that might be healthy and seems like he's ready to go. CM Punk sounds like he's ready to go. And we all know we got more dream matches. What did Rob say his favorite match last year was? CM Punk and MJF dog collar match. We still have to get Daniel Bryan, CM Punk. This is what's best for business. And if you want to compete with WWE, you need the stars. CM Punk is the biggest star when he's on AEW's roster. So I don't know what Dave Meltzer's talking about other than we know he works for the EVPs. He's probably getting paid by AEW. He's their guy. He's the one that created the 6-star match for Kenny Omega. But we already know what this is about. He's just the voice of the EVPs. That's all he is. He's their mouthpiece. He gets out their nonsense and their secrets, and they let it out through Dave Meltzer.
Right on. Rob.
Sell, because Dax Harwood is not the kind of person that is going to play games like Dave Meltzer is suggesting. I mean, listen to the promos that Harwood has cut, and you can tell that everything he's saying comes from the heart, and he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's going to play the kind of games that the Bucks have played, especially when let's just come out and say it. Dave Meltzer has lost a lot of credibility since the all-out brawl-out happened. Because we know exactly what side he's on, and anytime that he reports anything about that situation, we know which side he's leaning on, and it doesn't have any credibility. Now, Chris pretty much covered the points, and it drives me insane that we are still talking about this situation over 6 months later, and it's gotten so damned ridiculous at this point that somebody in the room, preferably Tony Khan or some adult, needs to get into the room and discuss with these supposed to be grown-ass men the concept that there's a whole lot of money being left on the table. Irregardless of whether Punk comes back or not, you want the company itself to have every asset on the table and leaving millions of dollars down the drain just because 3 or 4 people are not getting their way is certifiably insane. So I think Harwood is genuine, and I think that the whole situation could be solved if somebody took their headquarters out of their hindquarters.
Well said.
Marcus.
Not only am I selling it, I'm giving this shit away. Let me tell you, I believe Harwood is totally genuine. Okay, if they're being honest and this is their last run, this 4 years, he's smart enough to know how much that he's probably not going to get an opportunity to make this kind of money. So, if Punk is coming back, with the way his body is breaking down, he's not going to go much longer past this. So they like, hey, let's strike while this thing is hot. Let's make y'all last run. And I think that no matter who ends up getting the pinfalls, I think the Elite knows that Punk and FTR are going to look better than them, no matter who wins. And they don't want to be outshined in the ring because they know that's what's going to happen. That's why they're hesitant to not do this. And since they already got their ass kicked already, so they know if Punk thinks they did anything out of the pocket, he gonna beat their ass again in front of the world. So they afraid of that too, I think. So sell.
Tony.
I mean, it's definitely a sell. I mean, when we in our last segment, I said I wouldn't split these motherfuckers up, and the reason I would split them up and put them on separate shows is because it's money. I don't give a rat's. I mean, Tony Khan need to be Vince McMahon. I could give 2 shits if y'all want to work together or not, because this shit's money. Because I'm quite sure when Vince told Matt he's working with Edge, Matt didn't want to do that shit. And I'm quite sure Edge didn't want to do that shit. But at the end of the day, they did that shit because it was money. And they have way more reason to beef than these motherfuckers. So no, I'm definitely selling because this is a storyline that Tony Khan can't even book raw. Like it books itself.
Don't say that.
Wow.
You might say, hold my beer.
Don't say it.
The Bud
Don't
Light.
say it.
Hold it.
But no, and the reason I sound so because as a fan, if you're gonna put 50, 60, 70,000 people in Wembley Stadium, the only reason you're gonna do that is Punk versus the Elite. If you ain't got Punk versus the Elite, you ain't doing that motherfucker.
I agree with you 100%. You took exactly my point that I was gonna say. There's things that is known as being local heroes, and there's things to being worldwide bona fide superstars.
I mean, Bobby, is it a coincidence that the rumors of CM Punk returning came up at the same time as the Wembley Stadium announcement?
Exactly.
Yep.
Let me state this right off top. Even though I got my little ideas about Twinkle Toes too, I will say Kenny Omega could be. He's not there yet, but he could be considered a bona fide worldwide star. Okay, he has the ability to do that. He has 2 things holding him back though. They're brothers, and they're like plus, I think they haven't hit puberty yet, and that's the young buck. I honestly think if Kenny Omega got away from the young club, that's what I'm calling them, the young clubs, and he did his own thing with Don Callis, I think he would be a lot more than what he is now. But you are dragged down by the company that you keep, and they are dragging him down. The young clucks need to go in the chicken coop and shut the fuck up. Straight up. Because these mugs are screwing Tony Khan, and Tony don't realize it because he hasn't been in the business. That's why. I know Marcus is hard on him. And Marcus has a right to be hard on him because a lot of stuff that he says is right. But the reason I give him pity is because I know he hasn't been in the business. And I know how these guys try to take advantage of people that haven't been in the business. Everybody tries to say CM Punk emasculated Tony Khan during that press conference. No. Tony Khan got emasculated when you had Heyman Page in the ring on live TV going to business for itself. That's when the emasculation happened.
That is where the whole damn thing should have stopped right there. Tony Khan should have got on Adam Page's ass, told him that shit was not excusable, and nipped this whole thing in the bud.
Hold on. Rob, let me say this. I think what happened was when they went to the back and Tony probably was like, what was that about? The Young Bucks and Omega was like, oh, that's just a promo. We just ad-libbed something. Don't worry about it. I approved it. You know what I'm saying? And Tony was like, okay. While CM Punk is like, what the hell was that? So when he found out, that's when he went through the proper steps. Tony Khan didn't understand what he was doing because, again, he's not in the business. And a lot of people that are fans didn't understand what he was doing because they're not in the business. They turned it around because think about what happens all the time. Think about grade school. Think about life. The person that instigates and starts the drama hardly ever gets caught. It's always the person that responds. And CM Punk got caught up by responding. That's what everybody paid attention to. Because number one, when he responded, he clowned on him hard. You know what I'm saying? But when you start going into that, I don't want them to work together. I don't want them to work together right now. I think that Tony Khan, like I said in the other segment, he is a numbers guy. Once you split them up, you do different shows, and the young clucks are exposed for being the chicken heads they are. Tony Khan is going to look and say, wait a minute, hold on. CM Punk getting 1.5 million viewers. You're still down to 750,000. What's going on here? And then he can act accordingly. I'm hoping, Marcus, I'm hoping. Because you got to admit, he is a numbers guy. He is a numbers guy.
Bobby, so we already talked about this.
Yeah, but I think the brand split is something that's needed. And I'm going to sell this Dax Hardwood crap because this is the smoke screen to keep them from working with CM Punk and being exposed. This is a smoke screen so people don't look at the full story and figure out what's going on. This is a smoke screen. It ain't even real weed. It's that fake stuff. They putting up K9 when it should be that actual herb. If you're gonna want me to smoke something, give me the Snoop Dogg stuff, not this crap y'all pushing.
Spice is not nice.
No, it's not.
And think about CM Punk. He asked when they with the Moxley situation, Tony, is this what you want? I'll do what you want. So I could see CM Punk agreeing to put over a Kenny Omega. And the Young Bucks of Kenny Omega never agreeing to put him over. They will probably go into business for themselves again against the CM Punk.
It'd be another Shawn Michaels situation.
Exactly.
See what I did there? Anyway.
Yeah, you think you're slick. Yeah, me agree with you. Don't talk about that. We know he's the ultimate bitch.
Oh.
No, actually, I got to say this. After hearing what I heard this week,
You're a fan?
I got to move Shawn Michaels up.
Hello.
The two that gets the ultimate bitch title for me is the Young Clucks.
You put them over the. That's like saying I'm gonna move a monkey up over the two chimpanzees on the roster. You didn't do nothing for me. That didn't do nothing.
Hey, they both get bananas. Leave them alone.
Oh God, I can't take it, Bobby. I can't take it no more.
But I mean, I can't believe Dave Meltzer.
Yeah.
What do we have to do to get rid of this guy? Seriously.
He's smoking something.
No, he ain't.
I mean, Rock said it started at the Strom. I mean, shit, Meltzer needed to go years ago.
Meltzer is just an established guy, and
Meltzer's been a piece of shit for years, Rob. Years.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying that because he's got established credibility from years back, that he's burning that up and like living off that reputation.
When did that bitch ever establish credibility?
Years ago, he had established credibility. That doesn't mean he's got it now. I'm just saying that's
I don't
why
think he had it then.
That's because we follow this shit. Right. Most people that listen to him don't. That's why he's still got credibility. I'm not saying that he does or that you're wrong. I
honestly think he gets his credibility by being in a room along with the Young Bucks on his knees.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. I don't want to think about that edition.
Wait, I was going to say he wanted to praise him and say thank you. What are you talking about?
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. That was my fault. Moving on, please, before we get even worse.
Dirty minds. Oh, my God. Anyway.
Me.
But this CM Punk thing is almost like Mortal Kombat 12. It's like people are rumoring he's going to come back now. He's going to come back then. It's been rumored that the next show in Chicago is coming out. CM Punk is going to make his return. Now, buy or sell, do you think you're going to sell out for that show? Or do you think it's too late to publicize that so they can't? Tony, go first.
I buy it at the United Center because I went to 2 AEW live events, and it's with the anticipation that CM Punk would be there. He's gonna CM Punk. Just the hint of CM Punk being there will sell out Chicago, and that's what they need because, in my opinion, after the Strowman AEW back in September, AEW lost Chicago, and the only way they could get Chicago back is with CM Punk, though. So the possibility of CM Punk being there, I'm buying because that's the only way people will buy in Chicago is CM Punk. They got fixed what they did in September.
Marcus.
Great. I think that the idea of CM Punk's first appearance and hearing what he has to say, because remember, we haven't heard anything from CM Punk. So the idea of hearing what he has to say regarding the press drum and all that, I think it absolutely is going to sell out.
Rob.
Yeah, I buy it that they could sell out the United Center based on a rumor. Hopefully they can deliver and not like string people along because that would kill the town permanently for them. But I want to touch on something that was that we were discussing. I think that right now, last week I heard that right now reservations for Wembley Stadium are already at 50,000, and that's without Punk. That's without an announced card. And what I was saying last week about filling Wembley Stadium with more than a professional wrestling card, more with a protest. I think that's what we're seeing right now, because if they've already got 50,000 people registered to be there already without Punk, then imagine what the hell's going to happen if they announce that Punk will be there before May 5th when they do the actual general sale of tickets instead of pre-sale.
But Rob, I don't think it's completely without Punk, because the rumors of him returning also came up around the same time as those ticket sales. So it ain't like he was officially announced, but the rumors and the rumblings started around the Wembley announcement, though. So no, I can't say that that's without Punk.
Well, I think it is. I think it's because
we're sitting here talking about Punk. We're sitting here talking about Punk's return based on these rumors that came up like within the last couple weeks.
I think that might be a coincidence. I think that more of it has to do with the Endeavor crap. All the stuff that went down with the sale, I think that may have as much to do with it as any rumors of Punk does, because people are. I think you guys are underestimating the amount of people that are really pissed off about what Vince McMahon did, and I think that
you underestimate the love those people have over there for WWE, whether it's Endeavor or not. If WWE went to Wembley Stadium, they would sell out.
Yeah, but well, I'm not. Wembley Stadium holds 90,000 people, and it's impressive by itself that AEW has 50,000 reservations without an official card and without Punk so far. So I think it's going to be a protest more than anything else.
Okay.
But yeah, I do believe that it has something to do with it, but not as much as pissed off as people are.
Chris, go ahead.
All right. What's the original question? Because Rob got me thinking Wembley. What was the original question?
Do you buy or sell whether CM Punk is coming back for United Center?
Yeah, you guys will never learn y'all lesson. How many times did they set y'all up at the Forbidden Door pay-per-view where we was like, he got injured, but he was in Chicago. He was the world champion, and he didn't show up. And then the pay-per-view before that, he didn't come. I'm just saying, look, if y'all go on a rumor, AEW hasn't shown you any reason why to believe a damn word they say. But that's why I don't believe the 50,000 in Wembley Stadium. Now, what you forget is the UK, they're some of the biggest wrestling fans in the world. So they just have an AEW, a different alliance come over, can excite them and go, okay, we get to see the Daniel Bryansons, the MJFs. We don't know who they like over there, to be honest with you. I'm not going to say they're a CM Punk fan base. I'm not going to say whether they like WWE or not. I know that when wrestling's over there in the UK and European, they don't have any problem selling out any venues, period. Yeah. And that's because they love seeing the foreigners come over and bring their live shows over there. That squashes that. But I don't believe the 50,000 pre-ticket sales. That's just somebody talking and telling you to hype it up where people are going, damn, 50,000? Maybe I should get a ticket. That's all that sounds like to me.
So
but for
so you're a sell on both.
I'm a sell on both because they've failed you guys on 2 occasions with the CM Punk rumors. And I mean, that was supposed to be one of the biggest pay-per-views at Forbidden Door. Isn't that the one you guys all went to?
Yeah.
If he just would have came out and said, I'm going to be back, put the belt up, whatever, it would have been the biggest pop of the night. Am I lying?
You're not lying. But see,
he would have shut it.
But see, here, Chris, here's one thing you don't understand about Chicago. We run on blind faith. You talk about like how much AEW let us down. They have not let us down as much as the Chicago Cubs.
And y'all still love the Bears.
As much as the Chicago White Sox.
And the Bears.
As much as the Chicago Bears. the Bears had the worst record in the league last year, and they sold out every goddamn game.
Well,
So
the
don't tell me
argument
because
the
of a
argument
couple of
isn't
wins.
in the rumor.
Don't tell
Then
me
you're
because
gonna
of a couple
go
of wins,
regardless.
we not gonna go. No, we go on blind faith.
Then you should sell because that means regardless of a rumor, we're still going anyway because it's
That's why I'm
AEW.
buying it, because
Yeah,
regardless, we
that's why you
going.
need to sell. You need to sell and go. It doesn't matter if he shows up or not. We're going.
No, it
That's
does
what.
matter. It does matter, but it's like we buy the tickets to see him, and if they disappoint us again,
He's not coming back in Chicago. Sorry, guys. He's not. Go see the show. Enjoy it. Don't
I'm
expect
not going.
CM Punk to come out.
No, I'm not going. When I say all the stuff, the Chicago fans, they fucked me enough. I ain't
So
going.
you agree with me? He fucked me enough. That's what he just
No,
said.
I definitely agree with you.
So
Definitely
yeah,
agree with
okay.
you.
So I'm the only one that said sell, but a buyer just agreed with me. That's my
No.
point. Go
I
ahead,
think
Bobby.
for me personally, no, I think
Go ahead,
Chicago in
Bobby.
general.
I proved my point.
No. That's me, not Chicago. The Bears sold more tickets than the Colts on a regular basis with 3 wins. So don't tell me Chicago ain't going on a rumor.
That's true.
That means you sell. That means you sell because it means that the rumor doesn't matter if or not.
No,
Let me
they're
just say
gonna buy for the
this.
rumor. They buy for the rumor.
Let me just say this real quick. The rumor was when that Rampage show, when Punk did come back, that was all a rumor, and they delivered. That was us fans speculating
One time, one time they delivered.
Well, damn, how many times you need, Chris?
1 out of 5 is good.
No. There was no rumor about a Forbidden Door. That was us saying would have been nice. There was no rumor of that. We all knew it was hurt already. There was no rumor. But go ahead, Bobby.
On this one, I'm actually going to sell. I don't think they're going to sell out. I don't think that's going to happen because everybody's so pissed off at what the hell happened. Yeah, they want to see CM Punk there before they make a reaction now. Because this is too deep right now. This EPPs and the stuff that they're putting out and the stuff that they're saying and the influence that people are seeing that they have on Tony Khan is turning a lot of people to say, you know what? I'm going to wait and see if he does come back. So this could be employed just to get numbers up, and then we don't get what we want. Chicagoans are we do go by blind faith, but at the same time, we ain't stupid. And when people, the one thing nobody likes in the hood, and Marcus and Tony can agree with me. Somebody that run their mouth in the hood always end up getting their ass whooped some kind of way.
Yeah.
Mysteriously.
That's everywhere.
When they go into the corner store, somebody catches them coming around the corner. I'm just saying, it's the truth. Am I lying, Marcus?
Nope.
Am I lying, Tony?
Hell no.
So this is the time AEW is walking around that corner and Chicago is going to punch him in the mouth.
Yeah.
Until they actually produce something. We don't do it with our sports teams for some reason, but we will do it when it comes to person to person.
That's my thing. Like, the Bears were one of the top attended teams last year.
Well, hold on. You also got to think about this too. AEW people are working people. All right. When you talk about the Bears and the Cubs and stuff like that, most of those people have money. They're rich people.
Or lifetime fans too.
Yeah. Because they can afford to go there every year, same day, and take out work. We are fans to where we're mostly show me what's up.
Well, there's also
good, and if you got something good, we'll spend the money on it. Go ahead, Rob.
well, there's also the difference between loyalty for a team that's in an actual sports competition and what professional wrestling is, which is a controlled situation that has a staged outcome. Where the reason you can be loyal to, the reason you can be loyal to a team is because they actually have to compete and try, and it's not the Bears' fault that they get their asses
It's their
kicked
fault.
on a regular basis.
No,
It's their fault. It's the Bears' fault, Rob.
It really is.
Well, okay, there's a difference, though. The Bears are not deliberately throwing their games.
No.
AEW could
That Super
make up
Bowl-
with Punk
that
and
Super
make the
Bowl
whole
is
thing
so
right and
no.
bring him back and not.
No, they didn't.
My
deliver
favorite
that
Bears
Super Bowl.
game was against the
They were
Colts.
Super put Rex Grossman out there.
The greatest Bears game I ever saw was against the
The
Colts.
best Colts quarterback there was.
Well, anyway, my point is that there's a difference between the two animals here, and Chicago. If you screw over the fan base in a controlled situation too many times, then it ends up being like the original Chic in Toronto, where people will eventually stop coming. So
Exactly.
yeah, there is a danger to that, and if eventually they have to produce Punk if they're going to keep Chicago as a town.
But my thing is this. They've never, how can I say it? They haven't, it's so much drama where they haven't really established their type of connection to where they will just continuously go. I just don't see them because I won't.
Well, AEW is not a Chicago tradition. They're the new kids on the block. We keep forgetting this company is only 4.5 years old. It's still a child in terms of both corporate and traditional timing. So I agree with Chris in terms of what it means for AEW to not produce when it comes to the rumor mill. But at the same time, I buy that they could sell out the building on that hope because it's still there and the town still loves CM Punk. But Chris does have a point. It's just I think that if there's the slightest chance that Punk could show up, it'll sell the building out.
Exactly.
How many people do the United, the United Center hold?
I would say they normally get like 40,000, 50,000 in there for wrestling. That's not about right, Mark?
Oh no.
A basketball arena, 15 to 20.
About 17,000, 18,000.
Yeah, 15 to 20 basketball arenas.
I don't know how much United Center holds.
I'm going to predict they're going to come up 3,000 short.
But isn't Chicago associated with AEW?
They're going to fuck the numbers like WWE does. They're 3,000 short. They're going to call it a sellout.
Well,
Wasn't the first All-In was in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
In
So I associate AEW with Chicago. I personally do. I mean, that's where their biggest shows have been in Chicago.
Well, it's
Biggest
like
shows
I
have
just
been in
said.
Chicago.
It's like I just said. They haven't been around long enough to establish a complete tradition yet.
But they're going to sell out because Chicago is a wrestling town. That's why WWE
absolutely.
WWE comes about 3 to 5 years between the pay-per-views, Raw, SmackDown, etc. So they're going to sell. They're going to sell out United Center regardless.
And there was rumors at the first All Out that CM Punk might pop up before they even hired him.
It's not even. I'll bet money they are going to sell out. It's with or without Punk. It's going to happen.
You're right.
I'm with Marcus. I'm buying.
Now, Chris, did you just go back on yourself and say you buy now?
No, I sell. Like I wouldn't like the show that we just saw Wednesday. I wouldn't pay tickets to go to Chicago to see that show with or without CM Punk.
But see, here's the thing. the tickets go on sale before we ever know what the cars.
That's my say. I'm going by their reputation. Name me 2 weeks in a row where they had 2 good shows.
Matter. It doesn't even matter.
It matters to me. I wouldn't buy the tickets. But the point was, would you go if Punk is rumored? Was the point? It wasn't. Are you going anyway? That's what the subject was.
No.
Will you go if? That's what he said.
Wait, Chris. No, the question was not will we go because then I'm selling. It's not if I would go because they fucked me.
You're being literal, bro.
No, would they sell out? Would Chicago go? And they will.
The question was about the rumor of CM Punk. Would it sell out? I'm not saying you guys specifically. Do I think they'll sell out? I don't think they'll sell out. I don't.
I say absolutely.
Yeah, their show has been. The show hasn't been great. If they're real fans, we see the same thing, guys.
I got a question for you. You want to win that $40 back? I put 40 to sell out.
Hey, Bobby said the same thing, and you're not complaining. You're not yelling at Bobby. Bobby agreed with me just 5 minutes ago.
Bobby didn't pay me $40 when I was right a couple weeks ago. You did.
This is
you an opportunity to win your money back.
I'm ready for the next subject because this is my point. Whenever I say something, it sucks. But if Bobby or Robert says it, nobody says anything. Bobby just said the same thing.
Gentlemen, stop gambling on wrestling.
Bobby don't bet. You have with me. Me and Bobby never bet. Me and you have.
This ain't a betting situation. I just said you should ask me buy or sell. I said I sell. That's all.
Chris, here's the thing. Chris,
that's all I did.
Raw hasn't been good in years. And
I won't go see Raw either.
And they sell out Chicago every single solitary time.
But it's Raw.
So yes, it will.
Exactly.
Okay. I don't know why you pointed at me because Bobby said the same. Say Bobby and Chris.
Okay.
Raw
Bobby,
say that.
And Chris. Chris and Bobby, whichever way you like.
Jeez, y'all attacked me.
Bobby did agree with Chris.
You talk more than Bobby about it. You keep going on and on about it, so that's why I go to you.
Oh.
I'm not complaining about anything.
We're good. Chris is entitled to sell. It's fine. Okay, let's move along.
Yeah, let's do that. Move on.
Wow.
Tony's my arch enemy.
The person who ran the mouth, you ran your mouth more than Bobby did, so that's why I went to you.
I did. I just went and washed the dishes and came back. I don't know what's going on.
Wow. But we're going to our commercials. Couple of people we want to thank. Want to thank the Hilton Hotels. There are new people that's on the block that's checking us out. Possibly sponsors in the future. Guys, if you are traveling in this country of ours, you're sitting up here. You want to, you want a place to lay your head. You don't want to go to some flea bag hotel, somewhere that's dead bug, nothing like that. No, you want a real breakfast. You want a real bed. You want a real TV. You want everything that's comfortable, almost like home. The place you want to go to is, of course, the Hilton Hotel brand, the Holiday Inn, Hampton Inn, Home 2, Hilton Garden Inn. You have to understand. Check them out. They're some of the most comfortable rooms you can get. Embassy Suite. Oh my God. Listen. When we're in Detroit and we're going to SummerSlam, we're going to be at Embassy Suite. Best suite that you're going to get. That's what you pay for. Guys, if you are out there and you are traveling, you're going to a wrestling show, you're going on a business trip or what have you, check out the Hilton Brand Hotel. If you're in Indianapolis, call at me. I can get you hooked up. If you're going any place else, check us out. www.hilton.com or contact me and I can get you the information if you want. But I'm going to start doing a thing to where, if we're traveling, we're going to keep it amongst the group. We're going to keep it amongst all of the FTW fans and pro wrestling fans and workers. So the more that sign up and the more that gets together, we'll try to see what's up, and I can get discounts and things of that nature. So everybody in the chat and everybody that's listening out there, hey, let me know who you are, how much you travel, and then we can get something together. Also, April 29th, Connersville, Indiana. World's Finest Wrestling is returning. Yes. One of the best things that we've done. Independent Island debuted there in Connersville, Indiana. We will be returning. But guys, if you can, get your tickets. See it live. Unleashed is what's going to be going on. $10 general admission, $12 front row. Kids 5 under free. Just for an example, let me give you one match that is going to be out this world. Shield Wall, which, if you remember, that was Paneer Ragnarok and Shield Maiden. Taking on your new favorite tag team. Fans bring the weapons match. That's right. You fans will bring the weapons. The wrestlers, will use them.
Got my weapon right here.
I'm going to tell you right now, the person I fear most in this is Shield Maiden. Because she's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you give it an opportunity to have weapons too. If you like to see craziness, I'm telling you, April 29th, 6:30 p.m., have your behind over at the Ranger Street Boys and Girls Club, 825 North Central Avenue, Connersville, Indiana. Man, I'm telling you, doors open at 5:30, bell time at 6:30. Get that 5:45 so you can get something to eat and sit down and watch this. Ooh, I'm sorry. Shield Maiden with weapons?
Oh, I can't wait to call this. I can't wait to call this. Oh, wow.
I mean, can we film what this woman is about to do to these guys? I mean, is that going to be a YouTube violation?
Long as it's not like a one night in China, we should be good.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
No, hold on, Tony, listen. This ain't anything to laugh about when it comes to Shield Maiden. You know that.
Oh no, she bad. No, she definitely is though.
Shield Maiden is a beast.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of. I gotta figure out if we can actually show this. Because this girl is mean. She's mean. So tune in. Check us out. Independent Island will be back on the 29th, but I think you should come and buy a ticket and see it live. Because this is going to get real interesting. Now, if you're out there in like Australia, like that, we'll finish so you guys can see it. But
now, Bobby, those the website was HiltonIn.com.
No, www.hilton.com.
www.hilton.com.
Yeah, but if you need something, talk to me. I got you, right?
Yeah, check it out because I am a satisfied customer. Christmas Eve, I had to stay at a hotel from that brand, and it was a godsend because I couldn't go home that night. So everybody, go to that website if you need to travel, and go. Bobby will give you the information.
That's right. Oh, I'm just getting chills thinking about Shield Maiden. I'm
getting chills thinking about that girl in the front row last time. I hope she's there too.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Marcus, I wish you could have seen her.
I can't wait to call a fans bring the weapons match. I have never called one of those before. It's going to be a first time for me.
I want to call Miss Thickness that was in the front row. That's what I want to call. But
I'm bringing a sledgehammer. So if they can use weapons, I'll just bring the sledgehammer.
Go ahead, Triple H. All right.
Wow.
Wait, I'm gonna go New Jack and bring a staple gun.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Oh my. Good
we can get our hands on a stop sign and put it in a poster like the old ECW days. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That would be classic, to be honest with you. That's the best idea.
Yeah.
That would be funny. That actually would be funny. But on to more news on WWE side. Boy, the King and Queen of the Ring has been scrapped. They will not be doing that in Dubai. Where that? Saudi Arabia? Yeah, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
It has been changed to Night of the Champions. Now, Night of the Champions, of course, is usually a pay-per-view. Every belt is on the line. Every belt. I don't know. I just don't know.
Can I take the lead on this?
Yeah, please.
King of the Ring, gone. Night of Champions, and hell yeah! Sign me up for this. I am so excited they got rid of King of the Ring and gonna replace it with Night of Champions. And here is why. Do y'all remember King of the Ring last year?
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Xavier was your last king and queen was Xavier was and Zelina Vega. Where the
Yeah.
fuck did that get us?
Right.
What the fuck was the purpose? Not the champions. You got every single title on the line, so we're gonna see some new champions because there's a way you can have all these title matches and every champion. It's gonna mean more. It's gonna mean more because we gotta have title match after title match after title match instead of tournament match at the tournament match at the tournament match to crown a king or queen of the ring. That we're at the point where it doesn't mean shit no more. It did not do shit for Zelina Vega's career. It did not do shit for her year. It didn't do shit to elevate her. It didn't do shit for Xavier Woods last year. It didn't help his career. It didn't elevate him. The way they used the king and queen of the ring, what's the point? Scrap it. Give me Night of Champions. Give me like a night of title match after title match. That is way more exciting to me than them putting a crown on somebody else that they're not going to do shit with. So I am happy as hell they made this change.
Yeah.
That's how you really feel. Marcus, go ahead.
I agree with Tony. Once upon a time, the King of the Ring was exciting because we got to see who they was going to push next. But as we see, that's not the case anymore. Now, what's interesting to me about this particular, to answer the question, yes, I'm glad that they're getting rid of King of the Ring because they don't have stars anymore for us to be excited about to push. You know, I mean, we always do that for Money in the Bank and all that kind of stuff. But what's going to be interesting to me about this year's Night of Champions was in Saudi Arabia. So who's the tag team champion right now? Sami Zayn.
But he ain't going.
Exactly. So
well, they were talking about lifting the ban on him. They were talking.
I'm just wondering. You know how that's going to go.
But we know what's happening before the pay-per-view.
Right. So they kind of did they already spoil next week already? You know, 2 weeks from now, are we already spoiling that? But you know, until they develop more stars, especially in the women's division, then yeah, do away with it because it means the same as the Andre Giant Moolah Battle Royal. Nothing. So just do away with it.
Okay. Rob.
Okay, when it comes to the Saudi Arabia shows, I just have like very little, if any, investment in what they do with those shows and never really have since they introduced Crown Jewel in the first place. But, okay, I don't mind that they're doing Night of Champions instead of King and Queen of the Ring. But it disappoints me that they're doing away with it because I'm a tournament guy. I really like tournaments, and I don't know, it's always disappointed me that that annual tournament shows have never really caught on in the United States or anywhere outside of Japan, because New Japan has the G1 tournament and the juniors tournament every year, and it's a big deal over there, but it's never a big deal here. And I like tournaments, so
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not upset about this, but it does disappoint me. But it makes sense that since the show is in Saudi Arabia, they would particularly do away with the Queen of the Ring tournament, because number one, they don't have enough women to pull it off. Especially if it's like a 16-woman tournament.
No,
They
yeah,
really
it's too
don't-
many.
Yeah, they don't have the numbers to do that.
8 at the
And-
most.
Right, exactly. And even if they do qualifiers for King of the Ring, Marcus Antony do have a point in that it doesn't elevate careers the same way that it used to, because people in current WWE fans really don't care about tournaments, and that's
Right.
sad. So it makes sense that they would change to Night of Champions, but A, it doesn't really excite me that much, and B, I'm disappointed that tournaments itself don't catch on enough.
I will say this, Rob, though. One of my favorite WrestleManias personally was WrestleMania 4 with the tournament, though. I do like a legit tournament. I do.
I wouldn't go as far as saying it's one of my favorites, but I'm one of the few people that actually likes 4. Yeah.
No, I thought 4 was great. I loved it because of the tournament aspect of it, though.
I like the Crockett Cup for the
Yeah.
tag team in NWA.
Yeah.
Yes, I
The
love the
Crockett Cup would
Crockett
be
Cup.
like a night tag team tournament
Yep.
with Ric Flair towards the end before the finals, though. So you got your
Yep.
singles match. But yeah, I used to love that too, though. So I'm a huge fan of tournament.
The entire Crockett 87 tournament is on YouTube. Check it
Yeah.
out if you get a
Yeah.
chance, because it's good stuff.
It
Yep.
is. It really is. And you're right, though. I wish it was more popular
Yeah.
because I didn't like when WWE got away from the actual pay-per-view tournament and started just doing the King and Reign, and you just had the finals. Like, I like seeing people wrestle 3-4 times in the night.
Yeah.
Chris.
Rob turned me. I was going to agree with all y'all, but Rob, when he said he liked the tournament, I mean, my favorite King of the Ring, my winner's the Macho Man, the Macho King. But there wouldn't have been a Stone Cold if it wasn't for that King of the Ring when he did Austin 316 says, I just whooped your ass. Booker T needed a character change and literally became the king and took it to Impact and was still doing the same character when he went to Impact, talking like he was in English. So the problem when I first thought about this question was when Baron Corbin won the King of the Ring. And I was like, hell no. We can't have that happen again. And then what you said, Tony, I said, who won last year? Xavier Woods. He's part the New Day. The New Day's just a tag team group with 3 guys that we don't know who's coming down to the ring. You know what I mean? I just think if they brought it back as a tournament show where you wrestle 2 or 3 times in a night, instead of having qualifying matches on Raw, qualifying matches on SmackDown, where you're going to see the little fat dude wrestle Dolph Ziggler. No, take the next up-and-coming guy like an Austin Theory. Put him in a tournament like that. Put a Montez Ford in a tournament like that. And then for them to switch it to Night of Champions, you can't tell me they couldn't have replaced Fastlane with the King of the Ring. All the pay-per-views they got, the no-name ones were like, they just named some shit. This one's called Fastlane. And you couldn't have replaced one of those and kept a staple in WWE history and use it for what it's for. You have a Braun Breaker coming up. You put him in that tournament. You know what I mean? The women's, that's a little bit more iffy because the women at the top already got belts. King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring wouldn't do nothing for anybody except for Bayley. where she could do that bitch persona and say I'm the fucking queen and do what I want and then have another rivalry with the queen, Charlotte Flair. You know what I'm saying? So that one wouldn't make sense. But this is how you.
No. Here's who should be Queen of the Ring. To be honest with you, Natalya, the Queen of Hearts.
I can see that. But you know what would happen? Ronda Rousey would win Queen of the Ring. And then on the men's side, the only obvious choice that I got, because I think Sheamus won before, would be either McIntyre or Austin Theory or Lashley. Are the three guys that I would give that win to right now. But
either of those guys will be better than anybody who's won over the last couple of years.
I know, but you needed to change their persona. You need to use that win if you're trying to have a character change.
No, I 1,000% agree with you, and I 1,000% agree with Rob. The reason I'm in favor of getting rid of it, they ain't doing that no more.
Right.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's why they need to go back to what used to work. And then Night of Champions, hell, two of the biggest belts are unified. So you're not going to have tag team champion versus tag team champion or world champion versus world champion. So is this going to be an excuse to split up the tag team title?
No,
and you just put one.
Night of Champions is being like this title match. It's like you got a world title match, you got an Intercontinental.
Well, the last Night of Champions I remember was McIntyre versus Reigns, and they both had world titles.
The concept
That was
of
Survivor
both,
Series.
the concept of
Survivor
both
Series.
shows are good. The concept of both shows are good. It's just they need to do something with them. They need to make them mean something. And
Gotcha.
yeah,
I heard you, Marcus.
Yeah.
Bobby, your take?
I think we confused the hell out of him.
Bobby,
Did he
are
freeze?
you all right?
Did he freeze?
I don't know.
He might be.
Yeah. You know, but
You okay, Bob?
You know who would be a good winner of King of the Ring? I would love to see L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
They're doing what they do. He's one of those guys that's getting over on his own again, and they're literally trying to squash this guy. Like literally, he loses every match. It's pissing me off.
Bobby, are you all right?
No, it was frozen.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, that's what
okay.
we thought. Okay.
All right. Got a little worried about you there, but
No.
give your take, would you?
King of the Ring. I gotta agree with Chris on this. Fast Lane. Really?
No, I mean, go. No. Chris got good
Great balls
point
of
on
fire. Really? Yeah.
The Great Balls of Fire. We know they ain't the Young Bucks.
Last
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
the only time I had great balls of fire is when I hooked up with Becky Lynch.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Can we say roasted hot dog? Anyway,
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
oh man, I'm sorry. I think that it should be reestablished. It should be done the correct way.
Yep.
You got all these goofy ass pay-per-views that don't make no damn sense. Making a title contender, whoever wants to get a shot at the championship. Stop the bullshit. Stop the dumb shit. And stop the fast lane. I'm going to Saudi Arabia and click my heel 3 times and take a tornado back to Kansas. It's the dumbest stuff I've seen in my life, man. You got established pay-per-views. You have pay-per-views that you bought for the right for that you don't even use. And you're sitting up here just letting it go.
But Bobby, are you confident they did King of the Ring instead of Night of Champions that they would do it right in 2023?
I don't think they're gonna do Night of Champions right. They're not even gonna do Raw right. So what the
You're
hell?
right. He's right.
I mean, it's sad, man. It's real sad. I hate saying it like this because I want to see it succeed.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, with the path that they're going, it's not going to. Who's gonna lose a belt? Roman Reigns ain't losing it.
Nah.
Sami Zayn is gonna lose it if he still has it. I can tell you that.
They lose it before you get there.
Yeah.
That angle hasn't worked since they got the title, though. They've been wrestling singles matches since they won the tag belts.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
I think they're gonna wait till Saudi Arabia, and then
Yeah, get it over with.
that'll make whoever's in the government of Saudi happy.
I'll be honest with you. The tag titles is a bone that threw to Sammy because how over he is, though. But they got too many good tag teams for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to be tag team champions.
Yep. Women's
And
champion.
I'm not talking about Ricochet and Braun.
No, Street Profits is your
Yeah.
next. That needs to be the next guys.
Yes,
They splitting them.
that's what I heard too. I heard that rumor, which is a shame because they got good tag teams in the division, but I don't think they have enough good tag teams in the division to split up good tag teams.
And they don't care enough about the division to actually put them over.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's sad, but on to more WWE depression.
He's right.
This is why I want to smoke in the garage instead of this fucking part. But WWE, let's just ask the question. Let's just be straight out there. Talking about Night of Champions. Well, one person should have been champion this WrestleMania, and he got screwed.
He did not get through. The right man won.
No, that's bullshit. I don't give a fuck what you say. And then not only did he get screwed at WrestleMania, he got F5 getting screwed on Monday Night Raw. Brock
Get used to
Lesnar
it.
on his belly.
You better get used to it. Get comfortable with it. This is your Cody Rhodes run.
Brock Lesnar-
There's only one person on here that saw this coming. Rob kind of did. He was trying to fight it. Rob kind of saw it too. But you three?
Nope, didn't see it at all. Call me Ray Charles. Call me Stevie Wonder. I did not see this at all. But
I'm gonna be proven right.
But Brock Lesnar literally had Cody Rhodes laying on his stomach, so anytime he wanted to screw him, he had easy access.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
With Cody Rhodes on the ground, Brock Lesnar looking like, which hole am I going at?
Y'all crazy.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Y'all sick.
Oh, God.
Hey, that shit would have been more entertaining than what we got.
Brock
Okay,
Lesnar thought
that
it was
I'm not
golf.
even going to ding. That was just the truth.
Brock Lesnar thought it was golf.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
But
A little hole in one with his ball.
boy,
Thank you for joining us.
Y'all gonna make Rob lose his voice.
He's turning pink. Once he hits red, he's gonna be in critical. His face is turning pink.
Rob, but after the F5, did you see Cody Rhodes laying on the ground going, oh, scissor me, Brock?
That's sick.
Mm-mm.
That's sick.
that was sick.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Oh my God. We
I
went
heard
down
myself
a
on that
road
comment.
that was just unnecessary. For God's sake, back the truck up.
The shit that goes through my head kind of amazes me sometimes. I
Yeah.
say it, did I hear it like, damn, did I just say that?
But
You
after
have a strange notion of amazing.
after the long stroke by Lesnar, the question is,
Thank you for joining us on Go ahead, Bobby, please, for the love of God.
is a Brock Lesnar
This is the longest intro to a question ever.
Real.
I almost forgot the question.
I don't know what
is
the
Brock
question.
Lesnar and the Cody Rhodes feud. What we need right now.
They feud what?
Is Lesnar doing another whole? Is Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes a feud that we need right now.
Okay.
Chris, go ahead.
Yes. I'm going to be proven right when I told you Brock Lesnar puts over guys because he does what's best for business. When y'all told me all this time, he doesn't put this guy over, he doesn't put this guy over. They are literally using him just to keep Cody relevant because Cody is going to get another shot at Reigns' title. And you can't give him another shot without him having some kind of big victory on his resume. And it can't be Rollins. It can't be Bobby Lashley. It's got to be Brock Lesnar. He beats Brock Lesnar, people are going to say, okay, the only person that he can fight is Roman Reigns now because he knocked Brock Lesnar off. And I guarantee you, Lesnar don't care. Lesnar might be the highest paid guy on the show, especially after Endeavor comes in with him working with UFC all them years, and they know how big a star he is. Right. He always disappears after WrestleMania. That fool ain't went nowhere.
For sure.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it. The money, he's all about that money. He does not care about wins and losses, especially if he ain't wrestling for the title. He doesn't care.
Hold on.
So you give it what? Go ahead, man.
So are you saying
he's gonna put Cody over? That's what I'm saying.
But wouldn't you be putting Cody under right now?
See.
Thank you for joining us.
Don't be trying to ruin my turn. Y'all trying to mess my turn up.
He ain't ruining your turn. He made it better. That's 18.
He did not make it better because I guarantee y'all don't think he's going to put him over.
Wait,
and he is.
Look at the smile on Marcus' face. He made that shit better.
No, I made it better by my hot take that Brock Lesnar is here to put Cody Rhodes over. So when he goes after Reigns,
you're lukewarm.
Let Tony go next. I want to hear what Tony got.
Oh, okay. But first of all, the feud make perfect sense. You know why? Look at Brock's wife. Look at Cody's wife. Cody had that ass whooping coming because Cody put his dick in a much better pussy than Brock Lesnar.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus, the Comparing Wives edition. I did not see that coming.
Rob, who would you rather have, Sable or Brandy Rose? Really?
That's a ridiculous question,
exactly.
And I refuse to answer
Cody
it
Rhodes
on the
had that ass whooping coming.
That doesn't make any difference to what we're talking about.
That fuels the motivation to whoop Cody's ass. He looked at Cody. He looked at Brandy. He was fucking jealous that Cody get that sweet brown sugar in his bed every night, and he still with Vince McMahon's $1 million non-disclosure payoff leftover old bitch.
Is that a cigar or a blunt? I'm just asking. Because if so, I want some of that right now.
I didn't have a blunt today. I haven't had a blunt in a minute.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay, so I take it you're a yes on this feud?
I think Chris could be white. But I'm a no on a feud, and here's the reason why, though. The WWE don't like Rhodes. Look at Dusty with the polka dots. Look at what they did with Cody before he left. And with all the shit that Cody did after he left, this is his punishment. Endeavor's in charge. They're going to put Brock over. But Chris makes sense in a logical world. In logical world, you have Cody beat Brock and put him back in the title picture. But in the WWE Endeavor world, and in the pettiness of Vince McMahon, and let's be honest, and Triple H's a little petty too. Triple H saw the shit Cody did. Triple H saw the shit, the shots that Cody took at him, which is why he won $40 off of Chris. He's petty. The pettiness of WWE and the Endeavor part sprinkled on top of it, Brock Lesnar's going over. And it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. I really don't want to see the shit myself, personally. Rob, you're right. by next year's WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes would either be Stardust or knocking on Stardust's door.
So you're saying Lesnar is really poking holes in Cody Rhodes' story?
Oh my God.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future. Oh.
Brock
I just
Lesnar
want that
put it in
dub
his
up there. I want
Brock
that dub
Lesnar's
up
gonna
there.
put it in his polka dot.
Marcus, go ahead.
Shit. Okay. I say yes. Actually, this is the perfect time for it because this allows Roman Reigns to be away. This is a good main event for a B-level pay-per-view where you don't need the world champion on this.
That's true. That's true.
It lets us see where they're going with Cody. Are they going to keep him in the world title picture, or is this the beginning of his way back to Stardust? Did they just ride his popularity onto WrestleMania in case they didn't get Rock? So this is going to tell us a lot. So to answer the question, yes, I think this is the perfect time for this feud.
Okay.
Good points, though. Good points, Marcus.
We don't need this shit.
Before you go, Mastermind, who would you, if you were married to Stable, would you be bitter towards Cody because he got that sweet brown sugar?
Oh my God! I already dinged it once. I'm not doing it again. Oh.
The brown sugar is real, Rob.
I'm looking at Cody Rhodes with Brandy, and I got the Crypt Keeper in my house.
Exactly.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm looking at Cody with Brandy Rhodes, and I got the Crypt Keeper at my house.
Oh. May I go?
Oh, you didn't go, Rob?
I did not.
Go ahead.
No. Absolutely, positively no. Now, I do believe that Cody is going to win the actual match, but he's going to win it in a way that's going to make him look even worse than what he does now.
He's going to marry Stable?
Okay, not as bad as that, but pretty damn close. Look, anytime that Lesnar is ordered to put somebody over, he always makes them look like shit. And that has happened since he put over Cena in the match that they had. At any time that Lesnar is paid enough to put his shoulders on the mat, everyone he does it for looks like shit, and Cody is going to be no exception. They're going to go into that match. Lesnar is going to eat him alive, and Cody is either going to win by disqualification because Brock beat him up too bad, or he's going to get a cheap roll-up after getting the absolute shit beaten out of him, and then Lesnar's going to beat him up more again after the match is over, and Cody is going to look like he just got the cheapest win in the world. Brock Lesnar is the shovel for WWE creative, and I agree with Tony. They don't want him in the title picture, and even if he does get another title shot at Reigns, he's just going to lose again. They don't want him in that position, and even if the fans do, the company is going to counter program. So I don't want this feud. I don't want Lesnar in the company, period, because, and somebody online came up with this. They were talking about Hook in AEW and how he's completely useless. And my point, yeah, Somebody on Facebook was saying that Hook was completely useless in
They're drunk.
AEW because they just drag him out in order to have him go over somebody in like 3 or 4 minutes, and basically he has no direction. I think
He
that
don't have any
Hook,
direction at all. They could be
That's
using
Goldberg all over again. I mean, what's the problem?
well, you see, my point is that I think that the way that Hook is booked in AEW is their way of mocking and making fun of the way that WWE books Brock Lesnar. Think about it.
That's a
because-
stretch, man. That's a stretch.
You're
Well,
stretching there, Bob.
Yeah, see,
I think Hook's green, and they see potential in this kid. And I mean, he doesn't even have a real belt that he's bringing down to the.
Well,
He's got
yeah.
the same belt that Tony has that he's bringing
Whoa,
down to the ring.
whoa.
Yeah, but-
We're not about to be disrespectful to the
Okay,
FTW title.
well, think about this.
And this feels a lot more credible after Ricky Starks run with it.
Okay, but my point is that no matter how this goes, it's a catch-22 for Cody. He's going to look like shit. Lesnar is going to eat him alive, and then he's going to screw off for his summer hibernation so that he can come back at Survivor Series or Royal Rumble and screw that up too. So
Rob, you?
hell
Rob,
no
hold
on this
Rob,
field.
I got a
No.
question for you.
No.
I got a question for you. Rob.
Yeah.
So you said when Brock Lesnar is told to put somebody over, he looks like shit.
No, he makes the person he's in there look like shit.
Okay. So speaking of stretching,
Oh boy.
if he sits up there, he's putting Sable over him every night on top. Is that the reason why she looks like shit?
That's fucked up. Rob, I disagree with
Joining
you.
us on FTW Future Focus. Oh
Rob,
my
some of his best matches are against smaller wrestlers. AJ Styles, Finn Balor.
Wow,
Yeah,
man.
Daniel
No,
Bryan.
those are some of those. Daniel Bryan, he beat on
Daniel
Daniel
Bryan.
Bryan, and then he had that turnaround in the middle of the match.
But he still went over, and it
That he's
killed
not
the
going to go
other
over
guy.
on Cody. It never killed Daniel Bryan. What are you talking about?
Let me say this.
Because
Daniel
the only reason
Bryan-
Daniel Bryan survived that is because the audience loved
Because
him
the
so
match
damn
was
much.
awesome. Because the match
was
was
awesome.
fantastic.
The match was
It's
awesome.
still
I can't say it was
because
awesome,
of
it was
Daniel
good.
Bryan, not because of Lesnar.
Thank you.
What do you have to have a dance partner?
Not all
They
of
both-
that.
Lesnar
No,
doesn't try. Everything he does is in low gear unless he's going over and unless
He took
gets
the
done.
best Claiborne kick I've ever seen in my life from McIntyre to put McIntyre over in that
Because he
Royal
had
Rumble.
no
He took
choice.
a lot
Because he did what was best for business.
The
took a
company
lot from
wanted
Cody
him to
Monday
do
night.
that. The company wanted that. Not
And he did it. Exactly. And he did it. He did what the
because
company
he got
wanted.
paid a shitload of money. Unless you
Oh,
do that,
that's his
he's
job.
lazy.
That's his job. He
He's
did his job.
lazy unless you do it.
He still took a lot from Cody Monday night.
Ugh.
I mean, whether he did it for the money or what, he did it though. I mean, that Claiborne was really good, just like they wanted. I mean, his match with Daniel Bryan was a phenomenal match.
That was a great match. The match against Samoa Joe was fantastic. At Fastlane.
Look who you talking about. Samoa Joe. Daniel Bryan. Some of the
You got to have a good dance partner, man. That's like you saying that The Undertaker did it by himself and Shawn Michaels didn't do nothing. You
Damn
said
right.
that argument. And that,
Damn right.
see,
Wait, Chris, you said the same argument with Johnny Gargano's takeover matches that it was nothing to do with Johnny Gargano.
not until we saw it. Remember, I switched. I thought he clowned against Grayson.
I never switched. No, Gargano's garbage.
Bobby, what's your take on it?
Well, I'm going to
The
give my
hate.
condolences to Cody Rhodes because he got it taken from him on that Raw. Brock Lesnar came in and snatched all of it from him. All his manhood. He actually pictured Cody as Sable that day. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
It's sad.
Oh,
And we must commemorate this moment and give our condolences to Cody Rhodes for. Yes, thank you, Tony. Testify. Because I'm sorry.
Tony, get the tables.
Well, Liv Morgan, Morgan won't be there.
Oh.
We know somebody who's going to miss it.
Completely. Anyway.
Okay. Go ahead.
Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes does not need to happen. Brock Lesnar's attitude doesn't even need to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But because of Endeavor, they want their buddy to be in one of the top spots. And I bet you this is part of the plan and part of Vince McMahon bargaining chip. I'm sorry. I'm tired of everybody getting over because they're MMA.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the main thing that gets me pissed about Lesnar. He's getting over because of his size, which, I can understand that. But he's a former UFC champion.
But see, I don't look at Brock Lesnar as being the MMA guy at all. But because Brock Lesnar, I look at him as being a WWE guy in MMA.
Let me finish. I get sick of that shit. It makes me want to puke. Because this is professional wrestling. I don't give a fuck what you did in UFC 1, Ultimate Fight League. I don't give a shit. Only time I care about that is when I'm watching that programming. You should not get a leg up on people that have dedicated their craft for years. And don't get me wrong, Brock Lesnar might be an exception because he came into wrestling first, and then he went to UFC. But he was a wrestling phenom when he started.
Yeah.
Understandable. I get that. When you go to UFC, all you can talk about is he was a UFC champion. That makes me sick. Because you have people that have dedicated their lives 20, 30 years to be in this sport. And you got a muscle-head goof fucking ball that sits up here and gets over just because he was in UFC, which was staged anyway. His fights in UFC were staged any fucking way. That's why they wanted him. I'm sorry. Lesnar shouldn't even be at a title contention. He shouldn't even have a match. He should be gone.
Amen.
They should
Amen.
pay 3 other people would hit the salary he's getting. 3 other good people that can.
He's still a draw.
Exactly.
Yep.
I don't care what type of draws he have on.
No, man. The last time I saw him live,
this person, but he's
when
still
his-
putting asses in the sheet, and he's still
when
getting
his
the biggest-
music
one of the
hit-
biggest pops.
the last time I saw him live, when his music hit, the whole crowd stood up. Because we knew somebody was getting ready to get murdered, and he literally beat the whole DX up by himself and did 5F. I'm just saying, that's what he is. He's just an attraction, and he gets paid accordingly.
Question.
It's a business still.
Hold on.
Yeah.
What
It's
made
about
him-
putting asses in the seats.
Was it his skill? No.
Absolutely.
No,
You just said he was a phenom. He's been back for 9 years. He got back in 2014. He hasn't left.
And he's been marketed as
Exactly. Because he's the beast incarnate.
He's a fucking punk.
He's the beast incarnate.
And
Okay, guys.
and the reason, and he's not your typical MMA guy, because the reason people love him have nothing to do with UFC. It has everything to do with what he did prior to that. It has to do with his world championship run before UFC. It has to do with him beating The Rock.
Before Walter, his shit looked the realest. Before Walter came along, his shit looked the realest to me.
30%. It's half and half with Lesnar.
I don't think it's half and half.
More like
Because when Lesnar came back and F5 John Cena, that crowd was not like, oh, we got a UFC star. It was like, oh my God, Brock
Lesnar's back in
came
WWE.
home.
Well, that's
Yep.
because
Came
people
home.
It
are
was like
sick
Brock
of sick.
Lesnar F5 John Cena because we couldn't stand John Cena at the time.
Exactly.
I can't
Brock
stand
Lesnar
Cody
came
Rhodes.
home.
My
Like Brock
point is
Lesnar, it was a
Okay.
return.
No wonder you enjoyed it. Okay.
Okay. Tony, Chris, I'll throw you a bone here.
Ooh.
I will stop shitting on Lesnar if this scenario happens. If they go into Backlash, Cody goes into the match, he kneecaps Lesnar with a chair, and he beats him to a bloody fucking pulp and leaves him in a pool of blood in the middle of the goddamn ring. Cody gets disqualified, and that's how the whole damn thing ends, and Lesnar fucks off for 6
Did
months.
you go to church today, Rob? Because you're
I
getting
did.
dark right now. Okay, I need you to pull it back. Hold on. Let the demon out. Pull it back. Okay, the devil must have just rushed through your house for 5 seconds. Pull it back. We don't wish injury on anybody.
No,
Okay.
I'm not saying real
Tell him
injury.
not-
I'm
he
saying
gotta
the
be the
booking
real
of the
demon.
match.
Tell him I gotta be the real demon.
Yeah,
No,
he
I'm-
knows.
The one that
No, I'm-
did it.
I'm-
He knows that won't happen. He gave us a scenario that he knows will never happen. So
No, this-
well,
this-
He knew it was going to happen
this
when
is
he
what I
put
gotta
the
say.
blood into it.
This is what I
okay.
gotta say.
Look,
Brock
Go-
Lesnar can only repay that debt. Is Cody Rhodes going there? He loses, and Brock Lesnar loses in 7 seconds, like
7
he
seconds.
did to
Yes.
fucking Kofi
Yeah.
Kingston.
Yeah, if he does a Kofi job, then I'll forgive Lesnar and I'll.
then you'll justify his big paycheck for a 7-second match.
Yeah,
That's what they did to Kofi.
No.
Yeah.
No.
yeah.
We know why they did that to Kofi, because of the deal with Fox. Just like now they got a deal with Endeavor. You're going to see a lot of Brock Lesnar, guys. You're going to see a lot of Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey.
Well,
I'm
then
sorry.
then I'm going to be using the remote a lot.
In my opinion, you set this up to be like the setup for like Lesnar and
I told you that's who's going to beat Reigns is Lesnar.
No, that's what I was saying. They say setting up Cody and Reigns. This will set up Lesnar and Reigns.
Exactly. How many main events have they had already? What, 9 or 10?
And even with that stipulation that Lesnar can't challenge for the title, after he beats Cody Rhodes, you're gonna find out that stipulation kind of went away because of what Brock Lesnar did to Cody Rhodes.
I don't want to be right. I don't. That's how WWE is. They're gonna go with the money.
Yeah.
They're gonna always go with the money. Brock Lesnar is money.
They're gonna go with the money.
I'm sorry.
And they're gonna go with their guy.
People are
And so y'all call Brock
sick of
Lesnar.
They haven't yet.
Guy. He's a WWE guy. He's a Vince guy. And Cody Rhodes is not a WWE guy.
Exactly.
He should have never came back.
All right, guys, let's run through this real quick. I'm gonna. You guys have your tapped outs already done, right?
Yeah.
I didn't do one because you said we weren't doing it, so I could probably think of one.
I definitely.
We're gonna do them real quick. Only one, real quick, real fast. You tapped out, Robert Black.
Interviews. The past week has been just interviews and interviews and interviews on Raw, SmackDown, and on Dynamite and Rampage. There were just too many damned interviews in the ring, and it killed the momentum of every major show this week. That was my tap out.
Marcus.
Just the continued kick out of finishing moves on AEW. Can't stand it. It's like you're gonna have to put a bullet in somebody's hand to get a head to get a 3 count pretty soon.
Tony.
My tap out moment. I'm not sure if you guys seen any of this though. It's a little bit. It wasn't on wrestling. It's the shit that's going on with Vicky Guerrero and her daughter, and they putting their business out there in social media.
Yeah, I heard
I'm
about
not going to go into the details because to me it's a he say, she say. It's a matter of who you believe, who you don't believe. But for me, they need to stop putting it out there. They need to keep family drama with the family in-house. Stop embarrassing yourselves by putting all y'all business out there. That's my tap out moment. Stop putting your business out there like that. I don't know. It's not a matter who's right, who's wrong, what happened, didn't happen. stop putting it out there like that. You don't need
He's
to
right.
run your social media with all your personal business like that. And this is not a normal tap out moment for me, but that's just how fed up I am with seeing all the
Yeah.
drama and the bullshit being laid out in front of all of us. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
And my you tapped out moment is pretty simple. It's the whole fucking AEW television shows this week. Fuck them. Fuck Tony Khan. And fuck the Young Bucks. Because this shit was dumb as fuck. This week's full of AEW content was the biggest bullshit that I've seen in my life. I would rather watch my ex-wife masturbate than to see this shit.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
I'm just keeping it 100.
All right. Can I go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. You already did.
Yeah.
You tapped
No,
out,
no,
didn't you?
he didn't.
No, I didn't. I never went.
All right, go.
WWE's booking. How hard is it to book the Usos or Sikoa versus Sammy or what's the guy's name that's his partner? I can't think of his name right now.
Owens.
Kevin Owens, and now they got dumbass Riddle. But even Raw, it was the main event of some combination. SmackDown, it was the main event. I'm sitting there, who's writing this shit? Who's booking the Usos every week to wrestle in singles matches against some combination of these three guys? I've never seen nothing like it. It's about they're literally making the Usos and they're killing the Bloodline storyline and making it almost boring and obsolete.
Yeah.
Okay, moment of the week. Well, Chris, go. One, real quick.
Let me go last.
No, because I'm going last.
Let me go second, first, third.
I'll go.
There you
Go,
go.
Tony. Real quick.
My moment of the week, real quick. The woman right behind me, Trish Stratus, turning on that bitch Becky. It made no sense at all to me. Don't bring wrestling logic into this. Don't bring any logic to this. This is my moment. The reason why this is my moment is this is my boo. And the reason why, y'all gonna find out Monday why she turned on her. Because my boo know I can't stand Becky. And that's why Chris turned on that bitch. That's my moment of the week.
Okay. Chris.
FTR's promo again. Dax Harwood. I know we talked about him earlier, but when a guy just gets it and you can see it, the passion, and not only that, I didn't know it'd been 2.5 years since they had the belts. When he said that, I was sitting there astounded, going, "What the hell?" So just them being the tag team champions, if the Usos can hold it for 2 years, FTR can hold it for the next 4 years until they retire. Facts.
True. Marcus.
For me, it's Gable. For about the last month and a half, 2 months, whether it's been singles or tag team, he just stood out in his in-ring ability. Again, I'm afraid with Vince being back in charge, he's never going to get any kind of significant push. But his in-ring is top notch. It's good as just about anybody in the world right now. So I just wish he was about 4 or 5 inches taller. He would be a star.
Rob.
The announcement of the 50,000 reservations for Wembley that are already in it. I don't know whether it's real or not. I'm assuming that if they announced it, that it will be. And even if it is, then it's going to be
It's amazing.
a monumental moment
Yeah.
for AEW and for wrestling. And that lightened up my week when I heard about that. So 50,000 for Wembley. I'm hoping it's real, and if it is, let's go. And that's without Punk so far. So that's my moment.
Okay, so it's a. All right. I'll tell you what my moment of the week is. Because somebody stole mine. It was FTR's promo, but
You can piggyback it.
If I would have went last, you would have got it before me.
He did have to go last. That is your fault.
FTW Network is a family. We can
Yeah.
share cred.
yeah,
We all think.
And you know what? That's the only moment of the week, especially when it's from AEW.
Yeah.
AEW was shit.
Yeah.
I would rather watch my wife masturbate than to watch most of this shit that was on AEW.
Oh, I already dinged that one.
I'm just gonna keep saying it. It's the fucking truth. This was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's a damn shame that a man's promo is the best thing that's on your fucking television program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We understood Ric Flair because Ric Flair is a special type of dude. And Ty, thank you for coming in. Everybody in the chat, thank you for coming in. We're gonna go ahead in this edition on me saying fuck the Young Bucks and fuck AEW right now because they're full of shit. Anyway, and also let's just give Cody Rhodes his moment of silence for.
In Domini Patri Siri et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. And forgive me for pronouncing that wrong. My Latin is a little bit off.
I don't think Cody Rhodes could hear it. He was screaming too much. But anyway.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Man, if I had Brandon Rose on top of me, I'd be screaming too.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Give us some James Brown, please.
Real quick.
Give me some.
She real mommy.
Give me Nikita Rhea Ripley.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, that's 26 today.
We do want to thank you for tuning into the FTW Future Focus. Next week is Old School Week.
Okay.
Truly, the one, the only, the Mandy Rose fanatic, Tony Motown Allen. That's right. He's running the show next week. I'm going to kick back, listen, make a couple of comments and start. So, we do want to say thank you, Chris, Man Woods, your national home correspondent, Robert Black, Marvelous Marcus Buckley, and Tony Motown Allen. I am the Mastermind Bob Rogers. We are here with the FTW Network. We do want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being on the chat. Please like, subscribe. We're trying to get our numbers up because I got some plans going, and the more numbers we have, the more I can do. I can do with these plans.
Like,
so
share,
please,
subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends to do so as well.
Tell your mama.
Yeah, as soon as we get to 500, I will make that announcement.
Okay.
Cool.
So, guys, thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for inviting us in your homes, your earbuds, or whatever you're doing in your house with someone that don't look like Sable. I'm your host, the Mastermind Bob Rogers, signing off this edition of the FTW Network. And guys, we will see you in the future.
Hit it. Oh, how you feel, brother? Feeling good. You feel good? Feeling good. It's groovy. Play so much bone, brother. How you feel, man? I feel all right. I call your name. I don't want no people to know you're in here. How you feel, brother? Hey, Jam. Sure getting down. Look at him. Ah. We're gonna have a funky good time. 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 Let's take 'em up, Fred. We gotta take you high. Yeah. Ow. All right. You wanna do it again? You wanna do it again, huh? Yeah, let's do one more. We gotta take you high. Yeah. Brother. Yeah. Now I want everybody. Let Fred blow about 2 choruses. And then I want to wave you in. Let's go and do that. We did this now. All right. I'm gonna get that fella with the little horn over there. You know, James Horn on me. Fred, can you take us higher?